The color of courage. It was a Saturday morning in Willow Creek, a suburban enclave where manicured lawns and pastel houses promised a slice of the American dream. The sun cast a golden glow over the sidewalks, and the air carried the scent of fresh-cut grass. I stood frozen on my porch, my coffee mug trembling in my hand, as a nightmare unfolded before my eyes. A woman stood over my daughter, Lily, a bucket of white paint dripping from her hands. Lily, my 7-year-old with cerebral palsy, sat drenched, her small frame shaking, her canvas ruined, her sky-blue hoodie stained beyond repair. The woman, Margaret, a pillar of the homeowners association, smirked and said, "She was ruining our community's palette." I fixed it. Willow Creek was the kind of place you'd see in a real estate ad. Picket fences, wide sidewalks, and a community garden that screamed family-friendly. After years of renting cramped apartments, fighting for accessibility ramps, and dodging landlords who saw Lily's needs as a burden, this neighborhood felt like a lifeline. I'm Ellen, a single mom pushing 50, and Lily was my world. Born with diplegia, she used forearm crutches to navigate, her legs moving slower than her boundless imagination. But Lily didn't see limits, she saw colors. Her paintings were explosions of joy, stars with extra points, flowers that danced in the sky. "Art makes me strong, Mom," she'd say, her ocean gray eyes sparkling. We moved in when Lily was 7, and she fell in love with the neighborhood's open spaces. The long, blank wall by the community garden was her dream canvas. "It's begging for a mural, Mom," she said, sketching rainbows in her notebook. At first, Willow Creek seemed to welcome us. Neighbors smiled, kids played, and Lily befriended Sophie, the girl next door, who loved drawing chalk cities with her. They'd spend hours creating sidewalk masterpieces, complete with ramps for stick-figure families. I let myself believe we'd found a home. Margaret lived 3 houses down, always pruning her roses, always in crisp linen, always with a smile that never reached her eyes. She was the HOA's enforcer, clipboard in hand, policing everything from lawn heights to porch decor. I mistook her cool politeness for shyness. I was wrong. Lily's Arthur bold, unapologetic colors clashed with Margaret's vision of beige conformity. And in a place obsessed with community standards, Lily's joy became a threat. The trouble started subtly. One afternoon, as Lily and I painted flower pots on our porch, vivid yellows for spring, deep reds for fall, Margaret strolled by, her visor low. "Bold choices," she said, her tone icy. "Not exactly our approved palette, but I suppose kids will be kids." I brushed it off, saying the pots were just for us. "The HOA prefers neutrals," she replied, walking away. Lily went quiet, her brush still. Then came the notes. And signed, typed in stiff Times New Roman, taped to our door. "Please remove children's drawings from public view. They disrupt visual harmony." No other kids got these, not the boys down the street with their chalk racetracks. It was personal. Margaret began hovering, snapping photos of Lily drawing, muttering about sidewalk violations. One weekend, Lily and Sophie hung paintings on a string between porch railings, a sweet little art show. Margaret stepped around it like it was trash, saying, "This isn't a yard sale." That night, Lily asked, "Does my art make people mad?" My heart cracked. The HOA, led by Margaret, escalated. They cited us for unapproved signage, Lily's glittery welcome sign, obstructing walkways, her easel, out for 20 minutes, and even improperly stored mobility aids, her walker. Margaret rallied to repaint the community wall, where Lily had painted a sun and the words "color is for all" in teal. The kids' handprints and stars vanished under a coat of beige. Lily sobbed, saying it felt like her voice was erased. She wasn't wrong. The air grew colder, Margaret's disdain sharper. She photographed Lily drawing sunflowers, her walker nearby. I confronted her. "Why are you taking pictures of my daughter?" She shrugged. "Public property. If you don't want attention, keep her art inside." Another note followed. "Sidewalk displays violate HOA policy. Residents report discomfort." Discomfort? Lily's chalk flowers weren't graffiti, they were hope. Neighbors pulled back. Mrs. Larson stopped waving. Sophie's mom paused playdates, citing drama. Lily asked, "Did I upset the sidewalk?" I told her, "You're too bright for people who love the dark." But the darkness grew. Margaret's campaign turned vicious. One morning, Lily's handprint signs, each with words like hope and peace, were torn down. Her rainbow footprints in the grass were scrubbed with bleach, brushes snapped, and red spray paint screamed, "Keep your colors inside." Lily whispered, "I'm sorry," as if her existence was the crime. I filed complaints, but the HOA claimed no proof, no witnesses. The spray paint stayed, dismissed as non-structural. Lily stopped painting, her crayons untouched. I knew then, Margaret wasn't just enforcing rules. She was erasing Lily. That Saturday, Lily woke with a spark. She'd spent days sketching a gift for Willow Creek. Soft blue and yellow flowers around the community mailbox, a smile for everyone. I hesitated but couldn't dim her light. We set up her stool, paints, and walker. She hummed, brushing, dancing. I watched from inside, checking every few minutes. Then I saw Margaret, arms crossed, staring at Lily. My gut twisted. Before I could reach the door, Margaret lifted a 5-gallon bucket of white paint and poured it over Lily's head. The paint hit with a sickening splat, knocking Lily off her stool. She screamed, clawing at her eyes, choking on sobs. Her mural was ruined, her hoodie soaked, her walker tipped over. I ran, dropping to my knees. "Lily, I'm here." I wiped her face, my hands shaking. Margaret stood there, bucket empty, expression blank. "She ruined our aesthetic," she said. I restored it. "She's 7. I warned. A disabled child." Margaret's eyes narrowed. "This isn't an art camp. Rules apply." Neighbors watched some from windows, some with phones out. No one helped. Only Mr. Thompson, a quiet retiree, spoke. "Margaret, you assaulted a child." A teen, Jake, recorded silently. At the ER, they flushed Lily's eyes and checked for injuries. The doctor urged me to call the police. I did, showing them Lily's stained clothes and cuts from her fall. Lily barely spoke, whispering. I didn't mean to make it ugly. That night, I sobbed into a towel, grief and rage choking me. Margaret hadn't just attacked Lilith, stolen her spark. Days later, Lily's brushes sat untouched. She wouldn't go outside, staring at the sidewalk's paint-stained cracks. The HOA power washed it, not out of care, but to quiet complaints. The police said Margaret claimed it was an accident, and without video, it was my word against hers. I marched to her house, trembling but calm. "You traumatized my daughter," I said. She sighed, bored. She was vandalizing. The paint spilled. I stepped closer. "You poured it, and we'll make sure everyone knows." I mailed Lily's ruined clothes and the police report to the HOA, writing, "This is what your silence allows." At their next meeting, I read Lily's story aloud, placing her smeared canvas on the table. This was her kindness. You let it be destroyed. For once, they listened. Then, a miracle, an envelope with a USB drive and a note. She didn't know I was watching. The video, from Mr. Thompson's security camera, showed everything. Margaret's deliberate pour, Lily's fall, her cold words. I sent it to the police and the HOA. The officer's face hardened. This is an assault on camera. Charges piled up. Assault on a minor, battery, civil rights violations. The HOA called an emergency meeting, promising action. Within hours, the video leaked. News vans swarmed. Headlines blazed. HOA leader dumps paint on disabled girl over colors dispute. Activists rallied, and hashtags like Protect Disabled Kids trended. Petitions demanded Margaret's ouster. At a public HOA meeting, she didn't show. They stripped her of power and apologized. Neighbors, once silent, acted. Mrs. Larson brought art supplies. Sophie's mom apologized. The HOA approved a new mural for Lily. Lily painted again, starting with a small yellow sun. A local arts group invited her to create a city park mural. No one can paint over her light. She designed swirling stars, butterflies with crutches, and a girl with a walker, haloed by flowers. At the unveiling, neighbors brought hugs and words they'd withheld. Lily smiled, not forgetting, but surviving. Margaret faced charges and a restraining order. Her lies crumbled. Willow Creek wasn't perfect, but it was waking up. Lily's colors had won. This story isn't just about Lily, it's about every child made to feel small for being different. It's about communities that prioritize rules over humanity. Have you faced injustice or seen cruelty go unchecked? Share your thoughts below. Should Margaret face harsher consequences? Can neighborhoods truly change? Your Voice Matters. Let's talk about standing up to violence and building spaces where everyone belongs.